I'm going to give you some tips for the virtual lab 4 purification post-lab assignment. This is going to be a pretty straightforward assignment. So first of all, you're going to be working with these 3 chemicals in the simulation, and I want to start off by having you look up the boiling point and melting point for each of these 3 chemicals. You're going to just use the internet to do that. You could use Wikipedia, you could use NIST, or you could just type it into the search bar. Just to give you a couple of tips as you're working on this, first of all, the molecules are known by other names. So if you type this in and the data for a different molecule pops up, don't be stressed out by that because of many synonyms. Second of all, not every website is going to give you the temperatures in degrees Celsius. For example, if you use NIST, it's going to give you the temperature in Kelvin. You're going to want to make sure to convert it to degrees C when you're entering it into these boxes. And then next thing, different websites have slightly different data. So maybe you might see a boiling point of 151 degrees Celsius on one website and another one tells you it's 153. That's okay. That's not anything to worry about. Just pick one and write one of them down. And then last but not least, not all substances have boiling and melting points. Some of them decompose, so it's possible that you just may not be able to find any data. If that's the case, it is going to say something like there is no boiling point because it decomposes before it boils. So you'll get some information, but you just won't be able to write a number down. So once you get that written down, then you're just going to report for the molecule that's collected during the distillation process. What color is it? Clear is not a color, so if there is no color, we would say that it is colorless. A lot of people want to refer to colorless as being clear, but you could have something that is blue and clear. So if there's no color at all, it's colorless. Is it a solid or is it a liquid? And then what was the temperature reported in the simulation while the molecule was being collected during distillation? Same thing for crystallization. What color is it? Is it a solid or liquid? And then what is the melting point? And then last but not least, you're going to use this information to determine which substance of these 3, which one was collected during distillation and which one was collected during crystallization. And to do that, you're just going to be matching these temperatures up. So during the distillation, that's when you are boiling something. So you're going to be looking at this temperature and comparing it to these 3 and just matching it up. It might not match up perfect. You might get 153 here, but this one is 151, and maybe this one is 180, and maybe this one is 210. I'm just literally making these numbers up. Please don't assume they're accurate. None of them match perfectly, but this one is the one that's obviously the closest. And then you'll do the same thing for the melting point to identify the substance that you collected during crystallization.